I'd like to welcome everyone to a very special session today. And what we're going to be looking at today is raising world vibration. And I'm really intrigued about what's going to happen today. And today really is started a number of years ago when the Global Vision Mentoring, we decided that the energy in the group was bigger than just the individual people who were there. And, to raise our own vibration is one thing, to help the vibration of the planet is another. And so today is really not about us, even though it will be. Today is about what impact we can have on this planet. That's really what I want to look at today. So I'm really excited about that. I've anticipated no more than an hour, but we really don't know because we don't know what's going to happen here today. Like, it's really a bit of an experiment. I know the last time we did something like this, it had a major impact, not just because of the work we did, but we actually found out afterwards that other organizations were doing exactly the same thing at the same time, without any communication. And I just love that that occurred as well. So I want people to be aware of that as well. And today is really not just about raising the world vibration. I really want to focus in today on leaders, because I believe each one of you is actually a world leader. And so when we tend to think of world leaders, we can be thinking of people like political leaders or multimedia leaders or big corp leaders and those sorts of people. And generally speaking, we get the negative view of people. And ultimately, I want everyone to recognize, if we're going to shift the energy on the planet, and there are some of these people go, by goodness, I wish you were more aware, we can only do it by raising our own vibration and being an example and having that, if you like, spread throughout the world. So our intent today is not to change the people. Our intent is to change ourselves so that the vibration can be changed. Okay, that's about as clear as I can put it at this stage. We've got a whole range of activities planned for today, and we'll just go through each one. I won't go through them all at the start, and I'll just give you a bit of incentive to stay around and see what actually happens here today. So my first guest that we're going to have today is Carolyn McGee, and welcome, Carolyn. I'll just going to put you in here. And Carolyn's going to help set the stage today by making sure that we are really grounded in this process before we begin. So, Carolyn, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Barry. To start with, I'd like to pull all of our energy together by taking in 3 deep breaths. So take in a breath through your nose and out of your mouth, and I'm going to count so that we're synchronizing our energy. So in for 1, 2, and 3. And just notice how you feel in your body. As you were breathing in, could you feel that air going all the way down into your body, or was it stopped someplace along the way? So let's take 3 more breaths and see if you can push that energy a little bit deeper into your body, opening up your head and opening up your lower body down to your hips. In for 1, 2, and 3. So from this more expanded place, I want you to bring your awareness to your heart and imagine that there is a pillar of light going from your heart that moves past your throat, past your third eye, and out of your crown, and travels into your own personal star. Imagine that it's where the divine masculine lives. Some people call it Father Sky. It's your source of inspiration, your connection to spirit, and your connection to that action producing follow through commitment energy. So just breathe in that energy for a moment, really feeling and sensing that energy. Your star is about 36 inches above your head, and it's unique to you. It's your filter to spiritual guidance. And I'm just going to let you sit in that connection for just a moment. And now bring your awareness back to your heart and notice that there's another pillar of light that goes from your heart past your solar plexus, your sacral, your root chakra, out of your body and down into the center of the earth. Just feel that connection plugging into the center of us all. It's our home, Mother Earth. This is where the divine feminine energy lives, that nurturing, creative life force energy. And remember that the divine feminine and divine masculine exist in all of us. So using this technique, connecting into the divine masculine, the divine feminine, you can utilize whichever energy is best for you in each moment. So just feel that energy and then bring your awareness again back to your heart and notice that that energy moves in two directions. It's not coming from that personal star to your heart and stopping. It moves all the way down into the center of the earth. And from the center of the earth, it moves all the way through your heart up into that divine masculine energy, fully connected. And your own divine heart is the gateway. So I invite you to open your hearts wide. Really feel that flow of energy. And now to make sure you're fully connected into being centered around this energy, I invite you to drop your body over to the right a little bit. So just feel what it's like to be off center from that energy. And then bring your energy back so it almost snaps around a ley line. And then drop your body over to the left just a little bit. And bring it back to center. So you really feel what it's like to be off center and centered. And now drop your body forwards a little bit. You might want to stretch out your neck and bring your body back around that line into center. And drop your body back. And then bring it forward around that center. Now lift your body as if you're trying to reach right out of the chair. And drop your body back into center. And for the final, bring your hands to your heart. Feel that gateway, that pillar of light that moves through you, through your sacred heart. And now you are fully centered in the 7 directions, left, right, front, back, up, down, and your heart, the center of it all. Keep your heart open so we can perform miracles the rest of this time together. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline. That was amazing. I really appreciate that. And I just want to acknowledge Caroline's actually supporting me this year as well. So I just want to acknowledge you for that. So I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. I just think we should get in. And I want to do some light language, but before we do that, I want to actually clear a couple of things first. And I've got 3 statements I came up with. And as I said at the start, that this is recognizing, we've got all these leaders, whether they're military, government, political, newspapers, even the rich and the powerful, all those sorts of people. But there's also leaders, I believe, out in the world that really inspire us. And so a lot of times it's redefining what a leader actually is. And we've got 3 statements here, and I'm actually going to muscle test. So I'm actually you're going to volunteer. So we're going to get you to volunteer. And Marnie, I'm going to get you to volunteer straight up if you don't mind.
Okay.
So how are you?
I'm doing well.
All right. Really interesting that you've come up. And I've got 3 statements. I want to do these fairly quickly as we go through them. So the first statement is, I raise the vibration of others by raising my own vibration.
I raise the vibration of others by raising my own vibration.
Okay. So I'm wondering what the stress in that is for you.
I'm not sure. Makes sense.
Yeah, it certainly, logically it makes sense. Do you feel that really happens?
Perhaps, yeah, I think I see. Perhaps I haven't noticed that with some people in my family, for instance.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I've noticed with the Life Vision mentoring in particular, we've had a number of people who said it shifted the whole family.
Yeah.
Like as they've shifted, the whole family seems to have shifted. It's like everyone does the course.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering with you, this is actually on a bigger scale now, and I just want you to recognize by the work that you've already done actually has an impact, not just on you, but on almost on a global capacity. And certainly collectively we do. So rather than saying if that person only fixed themselves up, then the world would be better, then it would be a process where we'll just be allowing ourselves to raise, and by that very nature, it's going to lift other people up. And we can see that even simply in a shopping centre. When we feel good in a shopping centre, other people start to feel good. So let's clear this for you and for everyone. And whether you're listening live or on the replay, we're clearing this for everyone. So this is moving it from sort of a head level to a heart level. That's what we're doing. So I could just say again, I raise the vibration of others by raising my own vibration.
I raise the vibration of others by raising my own vibration.
Okay. How's that feel now? How's that feel to you? We've lost her a little bit. But it is actually holding. Does anyone want to comment on that for themselves? Yeah. Oh, she's back. Yes, Marnie? How's that feel?
A little more sure.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, a little more sure.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Does anyone else want to comment on that for themselves? Anyone else have a comment that they'd like to make about that for themselves?
Yeah, Barry, I felt that there was a real connection there with respect to the inner world and the outer world falling into alignment, so that the inner work that we're doing on ourselves is actually making a difference beyond just the self. Okay,
awesome. Thank you. While you're there, we might as well we'll do the second one, and we'll use you for the second one, Misha. Second statement I had was, I let go of my judgments of certain world leaders. Okay, and we're not going to mention anyone by name. So
I let go of my judgments of certain world leaders.
Okay, yeah, okay. Really tough one to do, because we're almost it becomes almost a entertainment thing on the media these days, isn't it? You know, some of these world leaders that may be vibrational wise isn't that high. They by the way, they have really high frequencies. I've tested some of these people and their frequencies are really high, which is why they attract a lot of people, even though their vibration maybe could be higher. All right. Also want to put across that maybe if we think about it, maybe on a soul level, could you imagine as a soul, just before they come to Earth, they get tapped on the shoulder and they said, would you mind going down and causing as much trouble as you can just to shake things up a little bit so that people have to see what they really think? Like, oh, I wouldn't mind. That actually would be a fairly fun gig, wouldn't it? Like, go down and cause as much trouble as you like to shake the world up. And then when you come back, we'll thank you for this. Because people have to then start choosing what they want. It actually shines light on the way that a lot of people actually think. So really interesting one. Misha, did you want to comment on that for yourself?
Yeah, I think, it's makes me think about not wanting others to change, recognizing you can't always see the path that someone else is on or what it is that they've come here to do.
Sure. Yep, it's exactly like that. All right, thank you. So I'm just going to clear that one. Okay. And again, what's really interesting clearing this, none of this was about you. It's what other people keep telling you about. So, it's what we get fed as well, and we start polarizing people as it's a good person and it's a bad person. So can you say for me again, I let go of my judgments of certain world leaders.
I let go of my judgments of certain world leaders.
Okay, how's that feel now?
Yeah, it feels more clear.
Yeah, well done. That's really well done. Well, I've got one more to clear, and we need a volunteer here. Jenna, we're going to bring you on, actually.
Okay.
So what do you think of the first couple of statements already?
Oh, I thought they were great. I think the second one's hard to do.
Okay. So to help that, we've got one more statement to help you. And the statement is, I focus on positive world leaders.
I focus on positive world leaders.
Yeah. Okay. So part of this is I see part of the global vision mentoring is about is really allowing the energy of a world leader to come into each one of us. And if we focus on the negative world leaders that are out there, we haven't really got a role model, have we? And if we can focus on who you see as the positive world leaders, then that's who we can sort of head towards. Does anyone come to mind in terms of like known world leaders out there? Who would come to mind for you?
I mean, to be honest, I really only pay attention to the US world leaders. I don't really have, much.
Okay.
So that in itself is a good point to maybe take some time and, look into that. And
Who are the world leaders that are actually making a difference out in the world?
yes, yeah.
Okay. And they're out there. And again, what's it going to be for each person? And we could have someone that I believe is doing a really amazing, positive job. And somebody goes, oh no, but they don't like this or whatever. But there are world leaders out there literally giving billions of dollars to causes. Now just think about that. Like, how cool would that be if you could give billions of dollars to your favorite cause? Like that makes a difference. Regardless of anything else that's happening in their life, etc., that makes a difference. So part of our task is rather than be looking at the negative ones or that seems to soak up all the media attention, let's focus on the positive world leaders that we can sort of mirror, if you like, and give us an example of who we want to be. So let's clear this. Okay, this is way out there and there's not a lot of points. It's just a shift of your attention. So I'll get you to say again for me, please. I focus on positive world leaders.
I focus on positive world leaders.
Okay, how's that feel?
Oh, that's a great shift.
Yeah, well done. Congratulations, and thank you for being brave and volunteering. All right. Now, again, I just want to open it up at this point. Are there any questions or comments that anyone wants to ask at this stage? I want this, what's going on for people? What's happening? All right. Victoria, I want to bring you on if we can. And what's happening for you at the moment? Where are you at?
I'm feeling nervous, excited about today and about what we're doing here. It's wonderful.
And what I'm excited about is what impact this may actually have. So, you know, like in some ways, we'll get to see in the next days, months, years, the impact that we've actually had on this. And it's something I love people. It's something I love people to do in their meditations is to measure the difference that you may notice for those people who do that. Now, you're going to say something, Victoria?
I was just going to say it's amazing what we can do together. You know, we even as an individual, but as a group of hearts opening up, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, the world leaders are shifting and they are changing, and sometimes we can go into that place of judgment, but it's actually so much better and bigger if we just be in that space of non-attachment and just hold that space of, as much as possible, unconditional love.
Yeah. Oh, great. Thank you. I'm going to hand it over to Victoria at the moment. Victoria, I've known for at least 10 plus years, and is one of the top light language people that I know in the world, of the handful of amazing people I know that have a gift. So some of you, this may be new, some of you might be familiar with because we've had other people doing light language before. But I'm going to hand over to Victoria to let her do her magic for us. So thanks, Victoria.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. We're just going to continue on from what Carolyn did and Barry did, and we're just going to center. For those who aren't familiar with light language or language of light, it's just the language of the heart. So it goes beyond this linear world, and we step into our multi-dimensional beingness, and we'll just go from here. I have no idea what we're going to do, so we're just going to wing it and see where we go. So just centering into your beautiful heart. The heart is the master of the universe. Know this and be this with all your joy. Know that you are here on this beautiful energy known as Earth, Tara, Gaia, she, he of many names, for they are one. And we move beyond the illusion and step into the essence of the original blueprint. Our original blueprint, standing here, being here, sitting here, joining here, becoming one union in this gorgeous, amazing group of souls. First of all, we as you, we speak as you, for we are all love and we are all one. And we thank you for being here now, for choosing now, for choosing the expression that you are in, the human body that you are in as a soul, for being the joy and the love, for bringing the tears and the sorrow, but in all birthing something amazing. Know that you are creation, that your great soul is here, and it is here to be joy and love. Leleni aratuna nene akaramam. Esaniani ala la ani amarotu. Esaniani ana. By being the greatness and magnificence of you shining through your brilliant heart, you are shifting consciousness every second, every moment. And as you spin your heart, as you open your essence, as you celebrate who you are celebrating all souls on this planet, be it the trees, the earth, the dust, the human temple, the animals, a blade of grass, a seed that grows. You are the everything. And being this accelerates, lifts the vibrations and frequencies of all. Enene kirakone alalani, elani amaru tunanea. So we ask you now to center in your great heart. For here is the magnificence. And let it spin light and let it sing sound through your being. Henene kira kuniaka. Feel every cell awakened. Alenia marutunania, singing the joy of your light and the love within your joy. Alini kira tunania salania mara. Olani hila mandaro tuna aniana. Esaniane hala ni mara. Puranandia tuna aniash. Shekine salahalam anianam. Arotuna. I am me. I am the magnificence of me being. I am my soul breathing life into this world. Ahaima kura, taranianianiaka, selani imaratuna, sheretinia salumande. I radiate my magnificent heart, and it spins the golden web. Eloheima rutuna niamaka, and in this web is pure sound. Ekinia sunani aniahasha. This pure sound is a collective of one magnificent cosmic heart being. Enini sarutuna aniama, and it spins and it spins and it spins light through me. Ekianiasa, and through the me, I spin light through the all. Akinia sarahoni ikia. There's just a series of transmissions that will now come through, and it will just ground and earth and balance not just the magnificence within you, but spinning that magnificence out to the world so that all are touched, all are blessed, and all are loved. All will receive in their own way, in the perfection of their own time. Ine sarakania, elachalamandia tuna aniamara tuna akati, sensela iama aratuna anyama atea kash. Eshani, 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 selani ira kuni akara kani erakai, asuna alam aratuna aniana, uraku, 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 shanine akaniasa, leleni ira ki, sesene ira, ensera, 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 shanine elakui, enyaratu, usania mahaim aka, eta nine karuto sani mara ula nene I kani ma tu ne saru kune naha ela ni ura kane kasune eshani amora ola ni nakara ai senseroto animalo kana para. Simply breathing consciously through your heart, breathing in and out. Lalani amara ora kani neki sani mahalani neki o sene kira tune kalunara o selani. The elementals are speaking to you to sing through joy in your cells. Animaro kone salanimo kara koi ki e shanima. Tesanine kura te lahai muna kura tane kani sulahai. Oh, and spread this joy from your heart to all. Ani naro tuna kasalaninia alania mura ana. O se tu kutene ikini o la moya ora. Ekanini setuna aramani neki keki ke ishane unarata nene asa kani elaleni amaroto tanine sarutuna esha. Breathe now. Breathe love and breathe joy through your being. I am love. We are love. Elani nenekia. Ulani sarutunani amaruto. Shani nekiania. And as we speak of stone, as we speak of earth, we speak of stars, we speak of heaven. Enite. Gune nakara. Gulanina. Uta tuna sampatene ika ai. Une kanim a osha, sunse tima dura guna a dima arak anine, elanima a, U ka tem she ka sa ni ma u lama. The waves, the sound, the song through your brain, through your nervous system, through your hemispheres of sound and light is shifting. And as this shift becomes, it shifts all. Animatu, kanine kiatuna arat o ta kam pate te sha. Une se kim a im a la a kai I. Una a ni ike I wa asha a ni. En a ku ya a in I ka hum a ne. I la. Uya tuna ania ka ha im a ka she esani I. En sakuya. Te tara tuna ni amaka te ushaka akarate kani sila la aratuna ani akaka isha esa ni ne ki ila hala aro kuratuna ara kima araka iraka sheshene I sala aniam arokone ekarashan sela lam ne eka isha kum usha. Let this ground through your heart, in and through your feet, your sacred soul feet. There's one more, a lot of sounds to come through and we complete. Enene karakune akashani asa ruto nene ikim eki lala amsara uramandia tunani akasalahla mandiani ani amaragini ani arahu alaneni amanani Simply breathe and allow the magnificence of your great heart, your great being, your great I am to be in blessed love and to spin that love, to spin the sounds, the language, the light of your great, magnificent, radiant heart out to the world. Let it spin sound and light as never before. Let yourself feel the joy and the love, the expression of all that you are in this now. And let this be birthed to earth through your radiant feet, your radiant being, your sacred temple. Breathing in and out through your great heart, feeling that divine connection of heaven and earth balanced in your body, in this now, in joy and love. We as you as we as love, and we as one. Say thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. And so it is, so be it.
Just want everyone to very gently just open your eyes. I really want to thank Victoria. That was beautiful. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
And I just want to allow that to settle before we just rush in. Yeah. Does anyone like to make a comment for Victoria just about how they give some feedback on what happened for you? Marnie?
I felt
then
some
Carol.
very strong energy going up through my feet and the bottom of my legs when you were doing that last bit.
Yeah. And Carol?
Wanted to say that my dog never joins me when I'm on calls like this. And the moment that you started, he came in and just sat right next to me. So really calling in all of us to support change. Thank you. It was really, really powerful.
Yeah, it was. Thank you. Nancy?
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. I felt like this opening in my heart space, expanding out and release of things that might have been hanging on to just create this freedom of being light. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Claudia?
I had chills the whole time, and I don't always get those, so I really appreciated that. And as the language, it felt like different parts of the planet were tuning in or connecting in for me and adding their part. I don't know if that's how that works with light language, but I could really just feel all the essence and the joy of the entire planet just joining us. And that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And either Gavin or Gervin, one of you guys had your hand up. Finding that button's always the hardest thing, these things.
Thank you, Victoria. That was extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. The energy was supercharged for me, and I felt an expression through my eyes. There were tears. I had other physical charges going on, and I then felt really calm. And things felt like they had landed in my heart. Yeah, and expanded. So I'm super grateful.
Yeah, thank you. Esther, how are you feeling? I just want energy sort of shift swirling around like anything there. What's happening?
I'm just staying in it and enjoying it. I kind of felt like I went to this altered space. So, and lots of just feeling very straight and clear and present, but like there's all sorts of things just shifting and realigning around me. So it was beautiful.
I was going to do a further meditation after Victoria, but what actually happened is while Victoria was doing it, what needed to happen in the meditation actually occurred. And so it's really interesting. So this had it not just for us, but I could really feel this whole global effect this has had. So thank you, Victoria. I'm really looking forward to it. And there's a few of us here actually going with Victoria to Egypt next February. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we're doing a tour. It sounds funny. Taking a group of people to Australia. You know, there's a place called Australia that people have heard of. And we're looking forward to that as well. So we're going to get to hang out a fair bit next year as well. So that'll be really fun. All right. So I'm going to invite my final guest here today, Nancy. Nancy's a very special person in my life. And Nancy, I just really want to appreciate, I know how busy you are at the moment. I just want to thank you for coming on today and completing the process that we're doing with Ho'oponopono. And I just absolutely, I've known about Ho'oponopono for years, as most of us has, and Nancy's given a whole new shade of it to me and a new understanding. So I thought it'd be a lovely way of completing today, both for ourselves and for the planet. So Nancy, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you so much. And I wanted to say thank you for inviting me because I needed this as well. So it's been really beautiful to be in the presence of all of you. And how many of you have heard or are familiar with Ho'oponopono? And it's not always the easiest word to say. Look at all my Ho'oponopono people. So this will be beautiful. And one of the things that I choose to use Ho'oponopono for is what Barry referenced at the beginning, in that for us to be the change we want to see in the world, we've got to be the example of love and kindness. If we want less division and less judgment and less this and that, it starts with us being that. And the purpose of Ho'oponopono is about cleansing whatever is in you and releasing whatever is in you that is similar to or made of the same essence as what you're looking at that you're judging as bad, because we wouldn't judge it as bad if it wasn't already in us. So I'll share the prayer of Ho'oponopono, and before we start, this is all under the lens of living your life at 100% responsibility. That everything that I experience it's my doing, because we're all part of the same energy, the same fabric, as we know. And in some of the advanced training for Ho'oponopono, and I'll give you a little bit of background on it for those who may not know, it was originally a prayer of forgiveness used by ancient tribes in Hawaii. And I see my friend Aloha, Heather, is in the house, and she knows a lot about all the Hawaiian traditions and as well. So tribes would use this as a reconciliation tool if there was disagreements between the tribes. And then in about 1950, 40 or 50, a woman by the name of Morna Namalaka Simeona, who was also a massive kahuna in Hawaii, she found this ancient practice and updated it for us to use in our lives to create forgiveness among humans, among each other. And in that space, what was popularized and what is used and mostly known is something called the 4 statements that you use as your prayer. And I'll share those in a moment. What Morna had done beyond that is created a training called SITH, which is self-identity through Ho'oponopono. And I've taken some of the SITH trainings, which takes you even deeper into this practice and way of being. And the key for all of us is whenever we're feeling below the line emotions of fear, judgment, doubt, anger, guilt, whatever those emotions show up, it simply doesn't mean anything about the situation or the other person. What it means is we're disconnected from source and from spirit. And all the work we need to do, we can't fix anything over there. What we need to do is clean and clear that which is in us, that is feeling those things. And that's the purpose of the prayer of Ho'oponopono. And in the SITH advanced training, they open all of the work and the prayer and the training that we do with this beautiful prayer called I am the I. So I want to share that with you as we get started. I am the I. I come forth from the void into the light. I am the breath that nurtures life. I am that emptiness, that hollowness beyond all consciousness. The I, the id, the all. I draw my bow of rainbows across the waters, the continuum of minds with matters. I am the incoming and outgoing of breath, the invisible, untouchable breeze, the undefinable atom of creation. I am the I. And that is the all, the creator, the substance of everything. And the 4 statements of Ho'oponopono, the order in which you say them does not matter. The essence with which you speak them and pray them is what matters. And this is so part of everything that I teach and do. I included it as part of my book, The One Philosophy. And here's how I do it. You may want to write them down if you don't already have them. The first step in using the prayer of Ho'oponopono is to have awareness and notice what it is that you're feeling. That's those lower energies or negative emotions. And, Barry and I often talk about, much of his work is about raising your vibration and frequency. And then I am really inspired to share tools that help you keep that frequency in your interaction with others. So here, the way that I use Ho'oponopono, some days I use it a lot, just so you know. When I see something on the news or somebody ticks me off, or I can't believe this is happening this way, like, okay, I'm in those lower emotions. I become aware, oh, I'm having these lower emotions. I'm disconnected from source. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. Those are the 4 statements. And you're never speaking about or to the other person or the circumstance. It's always to the divine. And basically what you're doing here is asking the divine to remove and transmute whatever is in you that's causing you to have these feelings, lifting it up to the divine so it can be transmuted and returned to you in the form of pure light and inspiration. So step 1 is to have that awareness that you got triggered. There's something in you. If we have buttons to push, the button's in us, right? The other person doesn't have the button. So notice when your button gets pushed and become aware, step number 1. Then you say, I'm sorry. And for me, beneath that is, I'm so sorry that I was thinking that person is terrible or a jerk or whatever it is, or this horrible scenario. Please forgive me is statement number 2. Please forgive me for having these thoughts and forgetting that I can always be connected to source and spirit. Thank you for erasing that which is in me, causing me to have these feelings. And I love you. And the I love you is really, and it is done kind of like the way Victoria ended. And so it is. That I love you is that cap on it to release it. So I invite you to use this prayer of Ho'oponopono anytime that you notice that you are having those lower thoughts or negative emotions or judgments, both about yourself as well as others. Because the way we bring about peace in this planet is when each and every one of us takes 100% responsibility to be as clear and clean as we possibly can. And then we see how everything shifts around you. There's a closing prayer that I'll share now as well. And it's the peace of I. Peace be with you, all my peace. The peace that is I, the peace that is I am. The peace for always, now, and forever and evermore. My peace I give to you. My peace I leave with you. Not the world's peace, but only my peace, the peace of I. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you, Nancy. That was lovely. And
You're welcome.
it sort of wraps us up for where we want to be here today. It was a lovely way of completing and just to have that time just to stop for ourselves, for each other, and for the planet. So thank you so much, Nancy, for your time today. I really want to thank particularly Nancy, Carolyn, and Victoria. I want to thank everyone who's been here live, and I want to thank those people who are listening, because everyone who listens to this is going to add to the energy as well. And collectively, we can make a difference. So I'd love just to finish up with any comments that maybe people have made, particularly people who maybe haven't said anything. So, but if anyone's got anything they'd like to share at the end, we might just start with anyone. Any comments around what Nancy said? We'll start with that one first. Any comments? Anyone feeling something from what Nancy said? Marie?
Yes. Well, when I joined and we talked about world leaders, and all of a sudden I had this anger against the masculine. patriarchal dominance, and the energy was in me, and I was like, oh my God, where did that come from? And of course, listening to the Ho'oponopono, it all made sense, and I thought, oh, okay, so it was a real gift today. So that is something for me to release this, and I realize that this judgment I've made, and words, you know, and against male dominance and patriarchal control and all of that, not saying it's right or anything, but still it's something for me to work on now. And I felt it's all held me back, having all this negative lower energy, because it was a judgment I made, and I've obviously been holding on to, not realizing it. So something just went click and brought it to the surface today. So thank you for that. So I'll be practicing my Ho'oponopono on that afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you.
As far as the light language goes, it was so beautiful. I could just feel the light, and like every cell was dancing in the light. You know, it was just a beautiful vibration. So thank you for that.
It was lovely. Thank you. Anyone else want anything they'd like to share either on Nancy's, Victoria, or the whole day, really, at the stage we start to wind up? Suzanne.
Okay, it gives me hope to pull together this group of people and see how we can unite and become beautiful people with a prayer like Ho'opono and the light music and the entrance prayer. We have it in us, and it gives me hope, and I'm glad to hear it, or feel it even. Probably feel it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Or we finish up.
Barry, I just want to acknowledge you and thank everybody for being here. Carolyn and Nancy, and just thank you all, because it does make a difference. The elementals are just singing, the star beings are dancing, and everyone's in such joy. Elania maratuna arika. Senene e la haima la kaine e yanuna kasanine e la haima oranane akasha. Just know how loved you are as these incredible souls. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to finish now just by a blessing, I think, to complete today, and we'll just close our eyes just for one more minute. And I'd like to invite Saint Germain into the group. And I want us to, in our own way, to imagine a violet flame over the entire planet. And this violet flame is clearing anything that stops unity. It's clearing anything that may stop the lack of diversity, and clearing anything that may stop any fear that people have. And know that we get to create the world that we want to live in. So be it. So thank you all. I really thank each and every one of you contributing to this process, and I'm really looking forward to the changes that we get to see as a result of what we do here today. Thank you everyone very much.